All I knew about Jack Goes Boating going in was that this was Philip Seymour Hoffman's directorial debut. Now, this usually means that there's a good chance to be visually original uh, as a film and almost certainly full of showcase moments for the actor. I wasn't too far off of that presumption, although it took a while before either of those possibilities turned out to be true. I didn't know this going in, but wasn't surprised at all to read later that this movie was based upon a play that Hoffman had starred in a few years ago. A lot of the film feels like a play, but not while watching it because it makes very good use of the locations, and the camera work isn't limited as just a device to record the actor saying lines. Now, there are four main roles in the film, and all are done by good actors. And a few minor roles too, actually, but very small. Now, Hoffman is obviously good, but Amy Ryan really stood out to me as far as the performances go. I don't think she was playing a role completely different than what she's done before, but Hoffman definitely wasn't either. Because he played the sort of role where if anyone else had done it, you'd actually probably be wondering why the producers hadn't sought out Hoffman to do it first. In this film, he's the sort of lonely figure who's likable, has some friends, but hasn't really accomplished anything, or ever really been happy with himself or his life. But we can't help but be rooting for the guy. He doesn't give us a character where we'd all feel he is responsible for how his life turned out. And we basically we want him to succeed and do better, and so do his friends and so on, and we're kind of along for the ride in that. Now, the movie definitely feels real while giving us some very unusual situations, and that's not always easy to do. I'd say that this movie works in that sense because of the writing as well as the performers. Now, as far as directing goes, I do want to say that it is good. A little better than good, actually. But where it really shone to me was in the editing. The transitions between scenes was very well done, and they made good use of close-ups when needed, which often plays turned into film seldom do. Now, I do actually want to add that this film will probably never play on TV, not because of any bad language or sexual situations, I guess a little, but mainly because of an amazingly high amount of drug use. I'm not a prude, or that much of one, but it did fit the story of at least the characters, the amount of drugs they take. But the amount of pot smoking and other drugs is as high as anything outside of a Cheech and Chong movie. Okay, or so I've heard. Now, this film basically isn't for everybody, and it's not the most exciting film out there, but I do think it's a film worth seeing.